Hi there, Kira here. This week I want to talk about something that's important that we all sometimes struggle with, some more than others, which is this. I want to ask you questions and challenge you to answer this honestly and openly. Did you accomplish your goals today? And if not, why? And what are you going to do about it? Specifically, I want to talk about kind of the science and the strategy behind goal setting and goal achievement. A lot of people put not as much thought and weight into the actual framework of creating goals and then supporting those with a really strong system, a plan, a strategy for achievement. Because goal setting, right, is one part kind of art, creative form, thinking really, really deeply about what's important to us, right, in our career, in our business, in our life. But the next part is the science of achievement, the science of accomplishment, which is one that's rooted in being resourceful, in marshaling the right resources, people, capital, ideas that you'll need to accomplish that goal. It's part time management, managing the timeline to accomplishment, right? The different components and pieces, how they all interplay. And it's part action, discipline, commitment, right? Because unless we put in the work, unless we're showing up and doing what we need to do each day, we're not going to be able to achieve those goals, especially the ones that take a lot of work, a lot of input, and a lot of resources over a sustained amount of time. So for me personally, I want to give you a little bit of a story here. What I tend to do is goal setting for me is done on a quarterly basis. I use a system called the 12-week year. It's a great book, awesome system and piece of software. I highly recommend it if you haven't checked it out. And what it does is break down goal setting, big goal setting in my businesses, career, and life to ones that happen and get accomplished every 12 weeks. So instead of doing all these big New Year's resolutions and these are my goals for 2020 and 2021, it's too far out. It's not as finite. It's too distant. There's not enough check-in and righting the ship. So I found that breaking it down into 4 goal-setting sessions quarterly is really, really helpful. Now, once I create those key goals, which again are usually 1 to 2, maybe 3 big projects in any one of my businesses, and then 2 to 3 personal goals every 12 weeks. Once I break those down and get those set and achieve clarity around those, then I start to build out what is the monthly, weekly, and daily plan of action that I need to make sure is happening in order to achieve those goals at the end of 12 weeks. Because we have to break it down, right? We have to create actionable, bite-sized chunks of work and output that needs to be accomplished so that we don't get to the end and we got 2 days to accomplish this massive project and we're simply going to fall flat, right? We're not going to achieve it. We don't want to do that. That is destructive for a number of reasons, including hurting our confidence for our next round of goal setting. So break up the goals, create meaningful space and realistic timelines, and break it down by the different components, pieces, resources, and when along the timeline of achievement, these things need to be actuated. These things need to be, implemented. These things need to be achieved to get to that final destination, right? Really, really big. Also, when we don't achieve our goals, whether it be on a daily goal achievement basis, I usually create 2 to 3 big things I need to achieve that day. Don't take on 10 or 20 because you'll get 3 or 5 done, and then you'll be discouraged and it'll hurt your mindset and your confidence for your next day's goal setting. But, choose 2 to 4 at most things that you need to get done that day. And work on developing the muscle of achievement, right? Which is this idea of simply getting some small wins. Maybe even just start with one thing, one significant thing each day you accomplish. Do that for a week. See how it makes you feel. Then add another thing each day, right? And then maybe go to 3. But remember, give yourself time. Be patient in the process and realize that we're not going to achieve our goals every day or every week or every month or every quarter, every year that we set out to. But the important lesson in that is understanding that that's okay and it shouldn't affect our confidence and our resolve to continue to set big, ambitious, and audacious goals. Because that is what really moves the needle. That is what elevates us in our life and our business. That is what creates this idea of kind of systematic elevation, constantly raising the bar, right? You probably heard that notion of, dreaming and setting goals that are 10x what you normally would. And it's fine if you don't achieve a 10x goal and you achieve a 3x, right? Financially or qualitatively, because that's still 3 times where you were when you started. Massive progress, massive achievement. that's a win in my opinion. So be patient in the process. Set ambitious but still realistic goals. Reevaluate them regularly. Time block them down, right? And make sure that you create a strong strategy and plan that will underpin with daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly action so that you can achieve those goals. Really, really important. So hopefully you got some value from this. Again, some thoughts and insights on goal setting, on really, achieving what you set out to do in your career, your business, your life. And if it did, let me know. Drop me a comment, send this and share it with somebody who could also benefit from this. And we'll talk to you next week. Again, to your success, your freedom, and your happiness. As always, love to connect. Thanks for being here.